Hey, it's Nancy from Nancy Chu Homes, and I recently was, of course, as were you, hopefully at the Her Best Life conference in Nashville, and we had some really amazing panels. And one of the things that I was sort of a little bit bummed about was that I didn't get a chance to participate in a lot of the breakout sessions that were happening because I was running my own breakout. So I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my breakout as a video, hopefully, so everybody who didn't have a chance to, if they wanted to, see it, then they could. And I'm kind of hoping that everybody else who had a breakout is also willing to put theirs on video and share them to the group as well. So here I go. I'm going to get started. So my session was about authenticity with intention, okay, from a leadership perspective. And so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Granted, you can't tell me, but feel free to stop and put comments in the video if you want. Are you a leader? And talk about some opportunities in your life in which you get to be a leader. Pause the video, leave your message, and then come on back. Okay, so I know that a lot of folks are leaders within their families, within their church, within their teams that they lead for work, within, social groups. And honestly, if you're from a real estate perspective, you're a leader in your own transaction. And most importantly, you're leaders for yourself. And I think that authenticity in leadership now is a particular behavior has turned into a whole new sort of academic area of study. And there are entire papers published on this topic. And well, why? Okay, so there's not much formal definition to it, but it is recognized in the coaching and leadership world as something a little bit different. Maybe leadership that is a little less focused on profit, a little more focused on doing business with other people, establishing relationships, and with the ethics that you would like to embody. So let's define authenticity together. What is it, right? I think that authenticity is being defined and guided by a very clear set of core values, whether you as a person or your institution has as core values, all right? I think that it also is a set of core values that you expect everyone in your organization to maintain together. And most importantly, it's an alignment between those internal core values and belief systems with your external behavior as an institution or as an organization or as a family, right? So being that in mind, in business, this means that we're trying to do our jobs without compromising our values and our true personality. And I think that that's something that we've had difficulty with over the years, sometimes especially if you're a woman in business. So why do we think that being an authentic leader is important? Well, first of all, if you are authentic, you will attract talent that aligns with your value systems and belief systems. That's an excellent thing. Number two, honestly, it's just freaking easier because being phony is like super hard work. Not being who you really are is the fastest way to exhaustion, burnout, and disengagement from both you and those who you lead. So I think that's why being authentic is important. The biggest benefit, of course, is you're really going to be able to foster a strong culture of belonging within your business, your organization, your family. And it brings you, drum roll, buy-in. B-U-Y-I-N, buy-in, all right? So we're going to talk about some steps that can help our authentic selves really shine through within our business, organization, family, right? The first one is going to be all about self-awareness. And the question that comes to my mind immediately is, what is my skill level and knowledge base for the role that I'm in? And how would others within my organization or family or team, how would they evaluate my performance in it, right? What is my skill level and knowledge base for the role that I'm in, and how would others evaluate my performance in it? Self-awareness allows us to honestly evaluate our decision-making processes. Are we making good choices? Are we making bad choices? And it governs the way in which we speak to others within our organization and outside of it, right? Learning to speak with emotional intelligence and attention to the way that we treat other people and how it affects them. and boosting your self-awareness with intention, okay? By really exploring your core values. What is it that is the driving set of values behind what you're looking to do as a group, right? And really understanding your strengths and weaknesses as a leader. I know nobody really wants to look at their strengths and weaknesses, maybe just the weaknesses part, but it's really a huge part of it. And knowing where you have skill set holes within the role that you're in, and finding ways to leverage or delegate those tasks to someone who honestly just does it better than you do. That is the first aspect, the self-awareness. Number 2, compassion and empathy. Ask yourself the question, am I aware of the needs of my team and do I support them? So, do you avoid hard conversations when you see someone in crisis? How often do you check in on everybody? I mean, do I listen with my full attention when I communicate, or am I keeping an eye on my phone at the same time? Are you afraid to show vulnerability in order to connect with their stress and their pain, right? These are some of the questions that I ask of you. Number 3, being learning-based through collaboration. Ask yourself the question, am I already perfect? Where can lessons be taken from to help me improve? Authentic leaders, I believe, remain in coaching. They maintain relationships with mentors and are continuously seeking out self-improvement and education. They're learning-based, right? And they learn from their mistakes to grow, and they have no problems, well, or at least they're working on the ability to acknowledge those mistakes. And their goals are almost always include focuses on personal development. They're open to other viewpoints and acknowledge that it isn't always their way or the highway, right? And they foster a collaborative environment where everyone's comfortable enough to feel heard and contribute their creative ideas and solutions that lead us all together towards, a better end. Number 4, they share success. Ask yourself the question, do I give credit where credit is due, or do I take credit for the work of others? Celebrate individual success as a team, an organization, a family, recognizing the hard work of others, which motivates them to continue reaching their goals and models goal-reaching behavior for everyone else. And it encourages leadership talent to emerge, right, from your organization, family, team. And that's where you see the future benching and future leaders emerging from your organization. Number 5, transparency about long-term goals. Ask the question, is everyone on board with the direction that we're moving in? Oh my gosh, heck, does everyone even understand what direction we're moving in as an organization? Knowing your big picture, right, and having the self-discipline to see your vision through by modeling ways to unite everyone around this common purpose. This means knowing your MVVBP, which is your mission, your values, your vision, your beliefs, and your perspective, right? Knowing your core values and understanding that you have an organizational pathway to the future. A 1-year, a 3-year, a 5-year org chart that you're working towards, right? To create spots for other leaders within your group. And to cast that really big vision and to share it with them, all right? Don't be secretive about it. It's really hard to get their confident buy-in on the plan if they think that you don't trust them with the plan, right? And then trusting them with the long-term goals that allow them to take authorship of these goals for themselves and feel safe enough to come to you with ideas, concerns, questions. I think these are some of the very important sort of questions to ask yourself as you are on your journey to create the most authentic person, the most authentic leader that you can be. So the next steps of this particular journey could be A, seek out that honest feedback from those around you to find out more about if they see you as an authentic leader and where they think that there could be improvements to be made, all right? B, ensure that you know your core values and ethics, and then allow them to inform all the goals that you make for your family, organization, team, right? C, build stronger relationships with your team by sharing these core values, these ethics, and these goals, and asking them to join you in this journey along the way, because we all know that authorship is ownership of that. D, increase your effectiveness in communication by sharing stories to clarify your messaging, all right? How a problem was solved, how a solution was found, for example. Stories, I have to tell you, especially ones that allow for some vulnerability, because they come from a place of your history, right? Of your growth process. Stories are, they're a really great way to connect with other people and build those relationships, especially when they see that you undergo the same challenges or have underwent the same challenges that they have. So as you work on becoming a more authentic leader, okay, practicing these new behaviors with intention, they may feel a little uncomfortable or strange, but I think that's okay, because just like any other new habit that you're trying to build, a 66-day challenge, for instance, would be a great way to build that new habit of authenticity. All right. Just like any other thing, whether you're trying to, drink more water, I don't know, quit smoking, do more exercise, do more lead gen, whatever that is, it's a muscle that's a little flabby and you got to practice it, right? In order to gain muscle mass there. And it's okay, but avoid doing anything that doesn't mesh with your values, your ethics, your intentions. So, yeah, I know it's sort of, I understand that the topic of authenticity with intention, right? The idea that you are choosing to work on your authenticity. I know that sounds maybe a little counterintuitive because you believe that you should just be authentic yourself, right? But the truth is that in business and in our daily lives and organizations, we often have a lot of walls and barriers that we put up to protect ourselves from all the negative things that come at you and the things that seek to destroy your business and destroy your family and destroy your organization. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't let that strange little dichotomy stop you. Because like everything else, we have to practice taking those walls down, right? And being able to be seen through and past that. That is a muscle we have to practice like everything else. All right, guys, thank you for listening. I wanted to put this up so that you guys could have it. And I encourage anyone else who did a breakout during the conference, during the most recent HBL conference, I encourage you to put yours up because I would love to have seen it. And I'm sure there's other amazing women who would have liked to have seen it as well. All right, guys, thanks a bunch. We'll see you at the next one.